All right, and we are live.
We are.
Not sure how much the camera can see of the little one, but all right.
Well, they're in the technology and stuff.
Hello, welcome back. I am your host, Pudgy. Today we have again John and Inaya, who are both GMs. We're going to be asking some questions. Here quickly, I'm going to hop on and see if there's any questions in the comments. Maybe there's some questions in there from Eloquay. Usually Eloquay posts some messages, so I'm going to go and view that real quick to see if there's any questions in there. If not, I have some questions of my own that I created just because I figured we'd need it.
Yeah.
There are no questions in here, so I guess we're going to go with my questions. Oh, yeah. All right, so some of my questions have absolutely nothing to do with being a DM. They have more to do with personal things, so that way if fans want to ask a question, they would know like the answer to it. Just some simple questions.
All right.
So what do we currently have? Come on, quit being goofy, phone.
Also, the chat is where we can see it, and Eloquay shows up.
Oh, hi.
Well, I can't read it from here, but
Not today. It's been a slow week.
been a slow week. Well, those are welcome.
Totally understandable.
Nice little rainbow hearts.
Right.
I
So
really do like
the first question is, what are your 3 favorite colors? Oh, wait.
I need to
We're skipping a step.
that.
Need to roll
You've got
for
my
initiative.
dice tray. The metal die is right in front of it, and I really want those junior mints.
Yeah, that's a 19.
10.
All right. So
I'm
Inaya
still on
wins
my
again.
losing streak. Yay me!
So what are your 3 favorite colors?
My 3 favorite colors start with, I haven't found a name for it, but it is the color of the sky where night meets day.
Okay.
That is my favorite color. And then after that is cerulean blue, purely because I like the name. And then ochre.
Okay. What about you, John?
Purple, green. Actually, like dark blue.
All right. Next question is, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Time stop.
Okay. Why?
Because no matter how many years I have sober, I still have plenty of criminal thinking, and it's much easier to rob a bank if time's not moving.
That makes sense. What about you, John?
Well, forget stopping time. I just want to travel through it.
All right. So your
Time
superpower-
travel, because
Okay.
to be perfectly honest, if I know what I know now, and I want like about everything that happened with cryptocurrency, when to get in, when to get out, the whole 9 yards, way back when Bitcoin was first founded, I'd have dropped like 3 paychecks into it and gone and lived under a bridge. Or figured something out and just like hid the money away and squirreled it away every chance I got.
Okay.
And right about now, everything would be smooth sailing. Because just cash it out. I think each one's worth $35,000 right now, and you used to be able to get 1,000 of them for $1. So
Mine
Yeah.
would be like super healing. Or like cellular regeneration. I think that would be awesome.
see, I could fund figuring all that shit out, including how to try and transfer my brain. All I'd have to do is know the winning lottery numbers in 4 different states for the next 20 years.
Yeah, but I mean, I would want cellular regeneration just because of the factor that One, I would never grow old. I'd literally be immortal. Two, there are so many things that you could do with that. Like, for example, give a little bit of yourself to, or like a little bit of your blood to somebody so they can do research. Hi, Malkin. And then that way they can use that research to cure diseases and things of that nature. Hi, Malky.
She was hiding in your room. That's why she knew.
Next one is, what is your favorite food or drink?
Oh.
Pad Thai. I couldn't have it for a long time because I didn't live in Olympia where I was able to find it without peanut sauce. And then I stopped being allergic to peanuts at some point. So now it's my favorite food.
What about you?
Jesus. I have to pick a favorite food?
Yeah, favorite food or drink.
Favorite drink? That one's just as fucking complicated. It's really kind of dependent, but I guess the end-all be-all ultimate comfort food for me is sushi.
Yeah, sushi's a good option.
Alright, so next one is, what are your preferred pronouns?
They, them?
Same.
He.
They.
She, they.
She, they. Yeah.
Alright.
She's head shy, that's all.
What is your favorite candy?
Favorite candy would have to be anything with peanut butter.
Homemade German potato candy.
I've had
It's like they take potatoes and then they turn it into a like mochi type dough.
Oh, I know how to make it. I haven't had it.
Oh, wait, wait,
I've been craving potato candy for like since I came out here.
potatoes and candy. All the best things in life.
That's actually one of the things I asked for my birthday. People were like, "Oh, what kind of cake do you want?" I'm like, "Potato candy." But no, me personally, I would say same as Anaya. Anything with like peanut butter, chocolate, mint. Like mint is my addiction. Back when they used to have like the breath spray,
Mm-hmm.
I actually got myself hospitalized a couple of times from just like constantly spraying in my mouth. And apparently it makes you really sick, but it didn't really stop me. Same with those like Listerine tabs. I like the burn and the tingle in my mouth, and I'm like, yes. Next question. What is your favorite holiday and why?
I'm a freak for Christmas. I'm a freak for Christmas, which I wasn't for a long, long time. Actually, John, I think, knew me before Christmas was an obsession for me.
Yeah.
I had my daughter Geneva, and she was like almost 2. And I put this Christmas tree up on the wall out of Christmas lights, out of fear that the child would bring the tree toppling onto themselves. And she just had this look of an adventurer encountering magic for the first time. In the best of ways. And I've been hooked ever since.
For me, I'm not gonna lie. It's not really a holiday. It's like a stretch of time in the year that we all lovingly call spooky season. From right around the 21st of September until Thanksgiving, I am just in utter bliss. The world is a bright, colorful place. The sunsets here in Oregon are gorgeous, especially on rainy days. like when it was rainy in the morning or when it's cloudy, so we get all those pretty oranges and pinks in the sky. And like, I always really liked a lot of the old scary stories. Like the original Grimm Brothers fairy tales are not for children.
No.
Well, children under the age of 10. So yeah, it's like all of spooky season from like first harvest until Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. If I could get away with it and not like if I could get away with it financially, I'd dress in costumes every day of the entire bloody thing. And then abruptly post a Christmas tree on the day after Thanksgiving.
Alright. Stupid thing.
Are you interested in their apple?
What is your favorite time of year and why?
Fall. It is the period between. I should say Eugene's fall. The period between when it is uncomfortably hot, which apparently is anything over 70 degrees, and uncomfortably cold, which varies year to year depending on my constitution. I've been known to leave the window open in sub-freezing temperatures, curled up with a nice fur blanket.
The rainy season.
Yeah.
Like, the rains here basically start like right around now, and then we steadily get a good bit of rain on a normal basis climate-wise all the way until March or April when it starts slacking off, and then by August we're screwed.
Yep.
And by August I am not a happy camper.
August is just a bad month for anybody who likes the heat or who dislikes the heat.
The plants loves the heat. They've got such long sunny days.
Favorite musician or band?
Pick one?
Yeah.
Oh man. Currently?
We'll take care of that
I don't know, what's yours? I'm thinking. It hurts a lot.
I'm gonna have to go with Sunny Storms. Only because this is an absolutely shameless plug of my best friend Thomas's music. But his music is really, really good, and I listen to him all the time. It's music made by somebody I love and care about, so therefore favorite.
Fair. Well, as of like the last few years, other than like my obsession with listening to things like Lo-Fi Geek, which is in and of itself just that. It's lo-fi and has no music or anything like that, and it works really well for filler music with a lot of like the streaming and stuff we do. I was gonna say a band, Hyde, spelled like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I mean, he's basically the biggest Japanese rock musician currently, but a lot of his music has helped me dealing with a lot of like mental health and stuff like that, and just finding a way to move through some shit over the last few years.
Alright. If you had to choose to live off of one of these things, which would it be? Would it be water, tea, coffee, soda, or juice? It's the only thing you can drink for the rest of your life. Which would it be? Water, tea, coffee, soda, or juice?
Water, tea, coffee, soda, or juice?
Sweater weather, or no. Yeah. No. Wait. Caramel pumpkin brulee from Dutch Bros, 2 times extra sweet, with the equivalent of 2 shots per 16 ounces
No.
of
So coffee.
chai.
Nope, because it has to be coffee or tea, and chai
Yep.
is a tea, and coffee is a
Yeah.
coffee, so you can't do dirty.
Yep.
Alright,
It's
well,
gotta be
if
water,
that's the
tea,
case,
coffee, soda, or juice.
It's
If
the
that's the
or
case-
that's a problem.
if that's the case, then I'm gonna go with the fruit punch rock stars.
So soda.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay, so I'm going straight up tea because if I need liquid pumpkin pie, all I need to do is take myself a chai tea and add pumpkin spice creamer to it, and it's instantaneous liquid pumpkin pie.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Next one is, if you could choose to kill off one of your personal characters, who would it be and why?
Well, we already know the answer to that question for me. It's Kalora. I've been trying to kill Kalora for a minute, but like in line with her character style, because I refuse to just nuke her. She survived fighting the wyvern.
Alright. But why?
Barely.
Mostly because I built a character that is just for the world that we're in and really want to see her in that world. While I love Kalora and will lovingly hand my DM her character sheet when she finally rolls her last death save and fails it, I am looking forward to playing Naima.
Oh yeah, you do know that they are allowed to retire, right?
Yeah.
People don't necessarily have to die to leave the campaign. I keep on bringing this up, and I keep on getting talked right over.
Yeah, well, you know, in this particular instance, retirement is not a thing Kalora's gonna do.
Yeah, they are kind of angry.
Kalora's on a mission, whether or not the party's coming with her at this point.
Character I would willingly kill off. No. If I had to pick one, it would be the captain of the airship. Because to be perfectly honest, he's the least fleshed out of all of the NPCs that you all have encountered with that have names.
Okay, but
Citizen Kane and all of that shit, well, they're just who they say they are.
it wasn't an NPC, it was one of your personal characters.
I had to pick Joie de because I liked him. My bard is awesome, but he's lived a solid life, and the guy's got bragging rights in the heavens. I mean, he took out a panzer unit.
Right?
He had help, a good bit of help, but the fact is that at least 2 of those tanks were his fault. He literally used command person, Pudgy.
I know, I was there.
Oh yeah, you were there for that.
Yeah, I was one of the ones that helped you blow up the tank.
Oh yeah, you barbarian did.
No, I was also a bard.
Oh yeah, that's right. We had 2 bards and we just 2 bards versus a panzer unit. Guess who wins? Too small to shoot.
The next one is, which do you like more, your live stream gaming or the podcast?
Live stream gaming. I love podcast. Like, I enjoy coming over for I Cast Wish, and it was definitely a great idea. But man, can I lay down content like a mother!
I also really am still very attached to where we started, which is the D&D content.
Yep.
Which brings me up to a lovely question for them that I'm going to probably post on a poll. I have all kinds of RPG books. And I can totally write a one-shot system. Take a little bit of a break to like flesh out where you all are heading really well.
Yep.
Probably do that after the end of this month. But I'm trying to figure out what season to do it in. Because I could do a winter court scene in L5R, which would be everybody in the Samurai Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Could run some sort of a cyberpunk-based thing. I could Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle or superhero you guys. Like, there's all kinds of options.
Mm-hmm.
And I really kind of want to put it to a vote because I pretty much have a copy of everything, including the original Star Wars and Star Trek RPGs. Like the old PDFs and everything for it, so I can set it up, take the notes I need to, send you the pages I need printed, and run one-shots off of it.
Yeah.
Including all of the Rifts books. Which is a lot.
So which would you say is worse, first thing in the morning? Walking barefoot across Legos or polyhedral dice?
Polyhedral dice.
Polyhedral dice. See, Legos are nice and square and they don't roll. The fact of the matter is, if somebody went and dumped my dice hoard in the middle of the floor, even on a carpet, if you go walking, you're going to impale your feet on D4s and a few others, and then you've got the D12s and the D20s, and you're going to slip on those. And when you slip, then you're going to land on all those polyhedral dice. The fact is, after 1 foot onto a sharp Lego, everybody knows to slide your feet across the floor. That doesn't work on polyhedrals all the time either. Imagine if you hit one of my metal ones. I mean, they're not as bad as Chris's, but...
Yeah, Chris's are straight up caltrops.
Yeah, Chris's, it's definitely polyhedral dice because his are all, like, sharp. Like,
Tiny daggers.
yeah, like, if you loaded that into a slingshot and wing it at somebody, you're going to embed it in their forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so the next one is, who is your favorite character and what are their favorite foods? You can thank John for this question because we had to talk about it the other day and it's kind of stuck in my head, so I figured I would ask.
I actually recreated Sarah, my favorite character, for my Baldur's Gate playthrough.
Okay. I meant like your D&D.
I know. Sarah
Okay.
is my favorite D&D character.
Okay.
I recreated her in Baldur's Gate because she's my favorite character.
Okay.
She's a Dragonborn paladin, and her favorite food in the entire world are these little meatballs that her mother used to make.
Okay.
Her mother figured out by herself, without being taught, how to make goat's cheese, and would mix it in with the meat while she was cooking them.
Okay.
And they're Sarah Heth's favorite food.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so actually the character who's the favorite food and the thing that I would my favorite characters, especially from a food point of view, isn't one of the ones that I play in a game right now, but it really is Ishkabibble, the goblin cleric, who's a brute asshole, but he's a really good healer. His absolute favorite food is basilisk curry. And me, I'm a big curry fan, and I have this dream. And in that dream, I can get some alligator tail nuggets, and have them not breaded, and saute them in a pan, and stew them slow cooker style as a curry. And make basilisk tail curry. But I needs alligator. And yeah, don't metagame that information because, well, persuasion is a thing, and if your character doesn't have a way to figure this out and somebody just hands him curry one of these days, go.
I don't have to metagame it. That information's already been handed over.
When?
4 different times.
Oh yeah, he has said it. Oh. See, and that's what happens when I leave an NPC alone for too long. Who deserves some spotlight, because even the players like dealing with his angry ass.
He said it once before the hag fight, once after Chris and I fought, and then at one other point he has mentioned basilisk curry. So even my bird with her -1 to her intelligence is going to be able to infer that that's probably that man's favorite food.
Yeah. As to what to do with it, that would be an intelligence check. How to bribe and how much would it take?
Yup.
Like, it is his favorite food to the point where, in order to feel the tingly sensation of all those curry spices, he wants to bathe in the stuff someday.
Obviously, my favorite character is Wisp, and he doesn't really have a favorite food type. It's more or less whatever he can find and experiment with to see if it tastes good and what tastes good with it. Next is, do you have a favorite dice set and why?
I do. I have the Wild Milk set from Critical Role.
Okay.
That's my favorite dice set.
My metal ones. My, like, metal dragon dice that my mom got me for Christmas, because, like, they jingle like bells when you roll them around, and they're really easy to read, good and durable, and they tend to roll pretty even. Sometimes I get crappy rolls, sometimes I get good rolls.
I like my blue marble set, or like the marble kind of like image on them. I like those because it's the first dice that I ever had. That was actually my own. That was given to me. But I don't really like them because the rolls suck. They're very evil.
They just don't like you.
No, they really don't.
But they're pretty.
Yeah, they are pretty. They're not nice.
Leave them in a freezer for a week. That usually cures it.
Right.
See, some people torture their dice. I just make them watch while the other ones have fun.
I start to watch while my other dice have fun.
I figure if
Continue
worse
to
comes to
roll
worse,
more
I'll heat
than
them
you
up.
would the freezer.
Who is your favorite? Oh wait, we've already done that.
We have one in the chat.
All right, it's by. I can't even read it right from here. Wow. I know who it is, but I can't read it from here. It's Evers. It's Eva. It says, have you ever had a campaign where everyone died in one round?
Everyone just died in one round.
I remember that we almost had a campaign like that. It was when we first faced the dragon in Nox, the frost dragon that
It was
showed
a
up.
salamander.
Yeah, the frost dude.
Yeah.
It almost TPK'd us.
Yeah. Oops. Repeatedly.
I had a party that at the beginning of like the 15th session of this one campaign, we accidentally fell into Tiamat's lair. We were level 3.
Bye. I've totally accidentally nuked a party with a group of goblins. Like 15 little peon goblins. 1/8 challenge rating. These guys just rolled really shitty that night, and I had decent rolls on all of their hit points and rolled them up. So there were 3 or 4 that were really weak, but some of them were kind of beefy.
Mm-hmm.
And they wiped a party of level 6s. A group of 15 goblins like mobbed on a group of level 6s, including a barbarian and a paladin, with a cleric to heal them. Told you, it was really shitty heal rolls and all. That's why I learned to nerf combat midway. And I've totally accidentally gotten my entire party killed with something a character did.
The next question is, have you ever thought about implementing Yu-Gi-Oh cards into your game?
No.
No.
Quite simply because the mechanics don't translate, for starters. And, to be perfectly honest, I'm not going to give a collectible card company the monies like that.
Right.
The next question is from Ilikwe. It is, have you ever intentionally nuked a party?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Which one?
Not anyone that you guys have played in.
Figured that much.
I was running a campaign. It was an early like Waterdeep
Hold on.
campaign,
Mm-hmm.
and it was an early Waterdeep campaign, and the party was just. I mean, I could not get them to go in any direction, let alone the direction of the storyline.
Budge.
Ooh.
Better.
Oh yeah, it was mainly because the light kept hitting me in the eyeballs every time I go to read.
And
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
between infighting and not really following any quest line, and then trying to follow 3 separate quest lines at the same time, all the time, by splitting the party up, I gave them a rocks fall you die moment and quit the campaign.
I'm going to say yes. I have completely nuked them on several occasions. Pudgy is photosensitive,
So
and with
much
the
better.
lighting in here, he's got to be rocking those. He's got to be rocking the glasses for a minute. But I've totally nuked a party on purpose before. None of the parties you guys are in. I'm purposely trying to make sure the characters have the opportunity to fail and die regularly because of some requests for people to fail and die. But
I tried to leap into a wyvern's mouth.
it almost worked too. I didn't think it would taste good.
The next question is, what do you expect or hope to gain from the live stream?
Sharing the fun that we're having with the people who also like that same kind of fun.
It would be nice if it became an eventual we create content, the universe makes sure that our bills are paid and life is grand. In the grander scheme of it though, I really just want to be able to tell some good stories, whether it's streaming Starfield and the way that those work through, or anything else for that matter. I just really want to tell some good stories.
Yeah.
Like, rest in peace, Captain Roberts. The Dread Pirate Roberts was nuked by the UC military because I looked it up and I was not a high enough level, did not have enough piloting skill, or a high enough level reactor to win.
Huh.
The way that they talk.
Let's see here. Come on, come back on questions. There we go. Who's a good question? You are. Smack you around.
It was being good. Why would you smack it around? That seems like negative reinforcement for for good actions.
Well, that's positive reinforcement. It's just, smack around. Let's see. We have already. Okay, so who is your favorite character, and in what ways are they truly like you? We've already discussed favorite characters, but in what way is your character like you?
That depends on which character. So we're talking about
Well, we were talking about the favorite character. Like, we already know what your favorite character is. So, in
Sarah
what
Heth.
ways is your favorite character like you?
Sarah Heth is deeply neurotic.
See that?
Not anxious like Karatos was. She is oathbound. She's deeply, deeply oathbound. For lack of better language, she all the way drank the Kool-Aid. And is all redemption paladin. She doesn't do a lot of fighting unless she really absolutely has no choice. And she died leading her party into a fight. So right up until the moment that she rolled her last death save.
Honestly, the character that's most like me is Larice.
Yeah.
I mean, I have that flamboyance. Everybody's a little bit of themselves into their characters. But Larice really is like me, willing to play jokes and have fun with friends, but for the most part, you're just fodder. I
Yep.
mean, like, there's people I care about, and then there's family.
Yep.
And then there's the rest of the world.
Yep. And much like Sarah has, when I bind myself to someone or something with a promise, it's quite hard to get me off that.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Damn you.
Alright, so the next question. Wait. Phone's being derpy. There we go. Hi, derpy phone. How are you?
Happy.
Apparently. What is your dream job and why?
This job.
Actually, somewhere between doing this and running a cannabis farm. I'm really good at growing things. It's a viable market, and it's something that I actually am. It would save me a butt on car insurance without having to switch to Geico, so to speak. Like, think about what my pop bills would be like if I was able to have 1,000 square feet of 10,000 square feet of grow area.
Wow, my dream job seems so odd and offsetting from your guys' dream jobs.
There's hearts going off from that. Cool.
That's cute.
But yeah, so my dream job is to work for Secret Service or FBI or CIA or something along those lines, because I've always loved doing security, and I am not afraid to take a bullet.
I would highly recommend going private sector as a bodyguard at that point. The fact of the matter is the pay is better 9 times out of 10.
Well, that's why, like, when I was on the East Coast, I worked for a company called Shadow Team that was actually stationed out in Texas.
Mhm.
And there was a lot of different clientele. It was anywhere from, like, driving out to the Baltimore, D.C. area and doing simple things as, like, escorting someone from a parking lot to, or from the parking garage to their vehicle, or random jobs as in, like, escorting celebrities. It
Yeah.
varied, but I loved doing it. It was one of my favorite jobs.
I think I like that better than the FBI or Secret Service, to be perfectly honest, that you don't have to worry about taking a bullet for the wrong kind of human. You can refuse contracts.
Right.
The Secret Service orders you to go and guard somebody who you think is a complete fucktard. Guess what? You just took a bullet for a piece of shit. I'm not cool with that.
Right.
You're my homie. I don't want you dying for a moron.
That would be one of those times where, like, there's snipers with, you know, heat sensors, and I'm like, all right, I don't like this dude. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Oh yeah, I'm gonna fart. And that's how they know where we are. The next question I has is, what are your 3 favorite hobbies?
3 favorite hobbies. Painting, writing, and D&D.
D&D. Video games and gardening, actually.
Right on. What?
You,
My
I
favorite-
already know that you've got like 80 hobbies, and the act of asking you to pick one is that an act of God.
I mean, like, if I had to pick 3 hobbies of mine, my 3 hobbies mainly would be silversmithing, because I love working with silver. I love working with jewelry. I also love gardening. And I would have to say, like, actually the easiest way to describe it is one of my main favorites would be crafts, arts and crafts. Why? Because there's so many different spectrums, and I don't have to just pick one. Damn it! It can be sewing. It could be, you know, making stuff, welding. It could be, you know, anything. Next what were your 3 favorite subjects? 3 favorite subjects when you were in school.
Are we talking like high school or younger?
Yeah, like high school, basically like high school. What were your 3 favorite subjects?
See, I went to one of them fancy public high schools, that had all the cool extra classes. So my favorite subjects were digital media, advanced art, and jewelry making.
Alright. For me, that one's easy. I liked conceptual chemistry. I was partial to agricultural science because they taught me how to arc weld. I learned how to arc weld, MIG weld, and TIG weld or doing ag science. And third, sociology. Because people confuse me with the way that they act. So like sociology and psychology were offered at our school somehow. And Pudgy doing a Cabbage Patch.
Random song popped in my head.
That's great.
I think my three favorites in high school, honestly, were I loved anything that had to do with science. So like I literally in high school I had multiple science classes. I loved chemistry. I loved biology, and then like one of my kind of weird ones was math, and that was only because one year in high school I ended up having like 4 different math classes in that same like time frame of 7 periods, you know, and it was stupid. It was like I would go to geometry first, and then I had applied mathematics, and then I had algebra 2, and then I had pre-algebra, and I'm like, what kind of sense does this make? Like, why would you all put me through that?
Better question is why the hell if you're capable of doing like algebra 2 work, are they having you take pre-algebra in the first place, since you kind of at least the applied mathematics makes sense because it teaches you how to applicate what you're currently doing to from the algebra 2 physics, some minor calculus and
Yeah,
trig.
but like one of my first periods was geometry, and I'm like, okay, well if I know how to do geometry, obviously I know how to do, you know, applied mathematics. I know how to do
applied mathematics
pre-algebra.
later in the book gets weird.
Yeah, but I'm saying I know how to do pre-algebra. I know how to do, you know, algebra 2. Why didn't they put me in algebra 1? There was no algebra 1. It was just, you know, algebra 2. But
Keep in
I
mind-
liked math and science.
Well, Pudgy, keep in mind, we also went to school in West Virginia, and in the 9th grade, I proved that I was better at math than the algebra teacher.
Yeah, it kind of makes you want to be like, that's where I got my education.
Yeah.
I'm educated. Anyways, favorite spice or herb to use when cooking? Herb.
Garlic. Because garlic.
Cocoa powder. Because there's nothing quite like a properly done chocolate pot roast.
See, I'm weird. It's got to be. Mine would be. Honestly, if I had to choose a spice or a seasoning, I would probably say ginger, because you can use ginger for so many different things. You can take and like add a sweet taste to ginger, depending on how you cook it. It can be a spicy taste depending on how you cook it and cut it. Like straight ginger root, pure ginger root would be one of my favorites, because I could come up with so many different things for it.
That's why I'd be down for like straight dark cacao.
Right.
Because dark cocoa's.
What is your favorite spell to cast and why? By the way, people, after this, we will be, well, after this next question, whenever the answers come through, I'm going to say bio break, so we can step out for a bio break and either come up with more questions, or you guys can, you know, come up with more questions. But we're getting kind of slimmings on my questions, so
Yeah.
yeah, I figure we'll do a bio break, and then, you know, you guys can post a bunch of questions in the chat room, and I'll come back and read them off, and we'll go from there. But back to what we were doing. The
Last
question
question.
was, what is your favorite spell to cast and why?
I'm so glad I've been on this streak of rolling low lately.
And I think we broke Inaya.
You don't play many casters.
It's a paladins. I have healing spells. Font of Healing is one of my favorites.
I got a 2 for you. That was my roll for you.
Yeah, you play paladins. They've got a very limited spell list. My favorite spell.
The tentacle porn spell.
No, actually. My actual favorite out of all of them.
Sorry, sorry. The whole mentioning of tentacle porn made me think of that song. Stereotype by my favorite Martian, or your favorite Martian, excuse me.
It's a good jeweler's eye with a black light attachment.
I know, I used it, so. That's so bright. I like the black light.
Oh, Jesus. Favorite spell?
If I have a splinter, can I see?
Honestly? Suggestion.
Yes.
Because cast at a high enough level, you boost the difficulty rating on it. I think that, no, that's not how that works. There's one that, oh, no, it's command, because the more you boost it, the more people it can affect.
Yeah.
And you get it like 3rd level. I love command because it has so many uses. Turns out that go jump out that window is not the same as telling somebody to go kill themselves. Because in that exact moment, under your control, they have no idea what's outside of that window. And jumping out of it does not necessarily mean they'll die upon collision with the round.
My favorite so far has got to be my lightning clash. I don't know why, but I really truly enjoy looking at, you know, other creatures and saying, "Taste my lightning fuckers." And in case if everybody doesn't know, I am a pretty big Jack Black fan. I love like more than half his music. I love his movies. I just like his personality. He's a heavy set dude with, you know, really fun, spry personality. He's random like me, so that's one of the reasons why I love listening to Jack Black and watching Jack Black and you know, checking him out on TikTok and.
He also plays D&D, it turns out.
Yeah, and it also helps that, you know, he's one of my friends on TikTok and actually talks to me. I actually asked ahead of time if I could use, you know, Taste My Lightning, and he said he didn't see a reason not, so here I am. But I believe since we are now closer to time, we're going to go ahead and do a bio break, and then when we get back from the bio break, I'll be sure to answer any more questions that you guys post in there. Currently, I literally only have 3 questions left. So somebody help me out. Give me, you know, we'll say 15. You know, come up with 15 questions. It can be random. It doesn't really have to be about, you know, well, we prefer it be about D&D, but
Or any of the other stuff that we have running on the stream right now.
yeah, you know, it can be something about like one of the game streams. It can be Starfield. It could be Baldur's Gate. It could be, you know, anything involving, you know, our live stream or any screen time we have, podcasts, the campaigns. Like if you have any kind of question that's ever popped in your brain, just ask and we'll be sure to, you know, answer it. But currently we are going to go ahead into bio break, so I'm going to come over there and try to figure out how to work this thing. Bear in mind, I am a little tech savvy,
Tell
but
it
not super tech
transition.
savvy. Transition.
And we are back.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Oh, look, we have a new question for somebody else in there. The one pointless guy who animates flip notes, dude 01.
What is D&D for?
Yep.
What is D&D for?
Thank you for taking my role and asking my question.
Sorry.
I don't care. I just think it's awesome.
Storytelling. For me, that's what it's for. It's for storytelling.
Fun. To get out of your skin. A social interaction that doesn't involve electricity. Something to do on a rainy day when the power's out. What's D&D for? A way to help with dealing with your problems. There's a long list of things it's actually for.
So for me personally, D&D, when I got into it, I was like, oh man, I love to play role-playing games. This is awesome. I realized more from playing it and interacting with other people that it actually helped out with a lot of issues I had. Like, for example, I had issues where if I sat in between two people, I would start feeling like more claustrophobic. I'd start having high anxiety, and I'd literally want to punch everyone around me just because of that factor. But it's actually helped a lot to where I'm like less stressed out being that close to people. It's helped out with depression. A lot of times I have like thoughts that I can't share with people, and my characters allow me to share those thoughts within the game structure. So it kind of works out pretty good. I suggest that if you have like any type of anxiety, if you're an introvert, if you're somebody who doesn't like to socialize, or you have like socialize anxiety, my suggestion is try D&D. Give it a shot. What do you got to lose? So, yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Like I said, it's helped me out a lot with a lot of different things. Keeps me sane. My next question is, are you the same in real life as you are on camera?
No. No, I do. I do put on a bit of a show for camera. I will absolutely admit in real life I am a bed body. I enjoy my writing, I enjoy sleeping, and I enjoy food. And other than that, I'm a fairly quiet individual.
Yeah, I am the same person on camera when I really stop to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm not putting up any fronts. I'm not putting on any shows. No, I really am this flamboyant. This is actually me. I do talk like this. I even talk at my video games. I still sit there with that same mouth half open and expression that I see on my stream all the time. That's me getting like all into the game and just like, wow, this is pretty. You're basically seeing my generalized reaction. I'm not hamming it up for anybody. I actually try to forget the camera's there most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Except when it comes time for like taking a bio break and stuff like that, which I'd always incorporated into my games even before we were broadcasting.
Yeah.
Just to give people time to get up and breathe.
Now, in terms of this group and this camera, I'm definitely not as customer service voice as I am in other circumstances. And I'm more relaxed about it, but I do hype myself up a bit for game.
I mean, I can do the Casey case and all that radio voice thing for you if you would like. But the fact of the matter is, that's really not me, and that's something that I would reserve for the work-only thing.
Yep.
This is a passion. It doesn't need to feel like that.
Right, but I also quite like chuffing it up. I would probably be a bard if D&D crashed into our world.
I'd be a sorcerer. Or a wizard, more than likely. What's the next bit of madness that you have for us, Mr. Pudgy?
Why do you play D&D? Actually, before I get into that, I didn't even answer that question. So, yes. My answer is yes. I am the same on camera as I am when I'm not on camera.
Yeah.
Minus one or few details. I'm actually more goofy in life. In real life, I actually tend to put myself into harm's way quite a lot, just because I feel like being goofy or stupid. And
He's
because
getting better about it in his old age.
yeah, and because I can't do it, in real life as often, I do it with my characters. So yeah, like anytime Wish does like a backflip off of a pole, like that's me wishing I could still do that because I can't do it anymore. I'm way too fat and my bones are way too brittle. Well, not really brittle, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I am that
feel like
goofy.
you used to.
Right? I am that goofy. I do act just as stupid. I come up with random songs in my head when I'm sitting here on camera. I come up with random songs. On a regular, I'll hear a noise and I'll start singing to the noise or make my own song to that noise. But yeah, I am definitely beyond goofy.
Yeah, it's great. I love living with him. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I can usually turn like most negative moods into a positive mood very, very quickly. Next question is, why do you play D&D and what is your favorite motivation?
I play D&D because I love D&D.
I play D&D because I play D&D for the same reason that some people go to church.
Yeah.
Seriously. Gives me a place where I can find solace and camaraderie with the people around me. I'm able to actually fight the dragons in that world. This world's got dragons too. It's just they're too damn big and I am too damn broke to be able to fight them. If I had like $300-400 billion, oh yeah, I could totally be down to fight the dragons of this world. But I'm working class at best. I can't afford to fight no dragons here. On the other hand, you give me that level 18 wizard and we'll go fight some dragons. Give me a level 20 fighter and I'll go maul a dragon by myself. With all its legendary actions.
Me personally, like I said, I like to play D&D because it helps me get out of my shell, It helps me express what I actually want to express when I want to express it. Well, depending on the structure of the game. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. But my motivation is I like being creative. I like helping people out and allowing people to be creative around me. So I look at it this way, if I'm sitting here and I'm creating a character and I'm playing the game and we're on camera and somebody's watching that and they're like, oh, I like this character, that makes me feel good. I don't really care if you're a fan or not. It's just kind of cool that somebody's like, yeah, I like that character, I like the way that they have this going on for them. In our current campaign, well, one of the current campaigns in Nox, um, one of my favorite things is, with Chris, who plays Ronan, and myself, Wisp, is we literally get into like little challenges and spats back and forth, Well, I'm a better lockpick than you, or I can do acrobatics better than you, and it's kind of funny because the rogue should be able to do all these things without fail, but the way that I designed my character is my character can do just the same. I could probably pick pockets better than the rogue. Do I? When I have to, but it's not something I do on a regular because I'm not really into thieving, but. Yeah, I am totally down for
That's
like
good.
picking somebody's pocket. I'm totally down for stealthing around and being as quiet as I possibly can be. And in real life, I actually do move around quite quietly, even though I'm a big dude. I've snuck up on people I don't know how many times.
Snuck up on me on accident like yesterday morning, and I normally hear you coming at least.
Yeah,
I was just like all spaced out watching it rain, and Pudgy startled the shit out of me.
yeah, it happens. It happens a lot where I can startle people without making a lot of noise. When I worked the haunt, pretty much all last year and quite a few years before that, when I was working out at Markov's Haunted Forest, it's in Maryland. You guys probably never heard of it, but anyways, when I worked for them, they actually had me walk around at one point. I had to wear like little bells on the sides of my boots so they could hear me moving around through the cornfields and different areas along the different trails, and then I discovered like if I move diagonally almost, they don't ring, so I can move around as fast as I want to without making noise. And then at one point they had me wear a big old keychain with a bunch of keys on it, which again I found out if I put my hand on it, I'm quiet. But yeah,
I like making noise.
I'm not a big fan of making a lot of noise when I move. So if I figure out a way to turn it off, I'll turn it off. Stop it from happening. But I like moving quickly, especially in the dark. I'm fairly fast and fairly quiet in the dark, and I love it.
Yeah.
I'll just hand you a Bluetooth speaker and take away your headphones. Hook this to your jeans. Play your music.
That motherfucker be
Right.
playing some creepy ass horror tracks at that point while he was
Yeah, I
walking
probably
around.
would. I'd probably be playing some like spooky sounds or something like werewolves hiding off in the dark. Why? Because I can move around, and as soon as it plays on that different sound, I'd be in a completely different area every time.
Yep.
Anybody else out there who's currently watching have any questions? Because I'm running low. Let's see if I have any questions that I did not ask. Um. hmm. Do you have any new character ideas and why? As in, like, if you were going to create a new character right now, what would it be and why?
A wildfire grid. Mostly because of Ashley Johnson.
Alright, so, yeah, I do. What are they called? I need help with books. But it would be a fairy. It's either in, the type of monk is either in Xanathar or Tasha, I believe. But it's this fairy monk that basically is a firebender. It's fire based only, not the whole full elemental scale for the key strikes. And I would do that to a fairy so that I literally have a firefly from hell. Kung Fu fairy this tall that throws fireballs off of its fist. That's what everybody needs to deal with as a GM.
Agreed.
And the worst thing is that I think I would make it like overly helpful in that bad way where something's guaranteed to go wrong. So my dump stat would be intelligence, so they didn't realize they were doing something that they shouldn't. No, wisdom. Really smart, not wise enough to realize it's a bad idea. Crap perception. Right.
Um. Wow. It's a dead group today. There's no questions. I tried asking all my questions. So one of my questions, actually, is, well, it's not really a question, it's more like an announcement. Apparently, when we come back from bio break, it doesn't always tell people we're back from bio break.
No, it's because we're not starting a new stream.
It doesn't
Yeah.
start a new stream. So, if you move away from the feed at that point, it doesn't, we don't have a timer that we can set up for that because we're not trying to make it a two-part, like two
Yeah.
separate streams, part 1 and part 2 each time.
Yep.
Otherwise, it would totally do that. Which is a
Here's
nightmare.
one. If I were to do another Dragons in Downtown, what time period would you like it to be in?
Couldn't be in the United States.
We
No,
already
it
figured
just,
out.
it could not be in the United States at all.
Where and when?
Cork, Ireland, circa 700. Actually, no, let's go 1540.
Okay.
So Renaissance Europe, pre-industrial.
All right.
Wouldn't matter to me. I'd play it either way. It could even be futuristic. I wouldn't care.
You're that what game? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like when we did foodies, like while we're doing foodies in space, like I think that I adapted to it really well. I went from being like a barbarian who jumps over top of a volcano and stabs a dragon and uses it as, like, you know, my own little ship, to being the guy who carries around devices that I can use for weapons, and I still do mass destruction.
Yep.
Inside your intelligence score, I might add.
Yeah.
Either that, or I'd like to see it like early industrial era, and start us at level like 1 or 2.
I think for that campaign, I would probably want to be an artificer.
I
I'm not
would
sure what
totally
kind,
have to
but-
borrow some of the storytelling from Candela Obscura for that one.
Yeah, but we would be the weirdos, mister. By the way, if you get a chance to, that whole Craft Legacy thing that some of those weird critics were going, it's not a sequel. No, it's totally a sequel. It's totally worth watching. I watched it. Some parts of it made me go, huh? Wow. And then I thought about it. And then they got to the end, and it was worth it. It all made sense.
Not that you all care out in the real world, but I'm a little sad. I've been craving a sandwich or a sub, and we went to a store, and they didn't have any good sandwiches or any subs, and it sucks. It sucks having cravings and not being able to get your cravings full, just so you know. Just sharing that with you.
So,
Love you guys.
before we take this off so that A, Pudgy can get his thingy, and B, people can be all to the places they will be from in the long of it.
Yep. I will be doing some more Baldur's Gate walkthrough tonight.
I'll be running from probably like 8:30 till midnight on the new Starfield. Pirate Roberts is truly dead. For though we loved them dearly, Pirate Roberts bit off more than they could ever chew, and the place where I was at, there was no way I could backset. The autosaves had overwritten, so I couldn't.
I mean, it's like I was saying before. I've been wanting to stream, but I don't want to stream any of the games I currently have. What I really, really want to do is, as soon as I have money to apply to it, I want to get my my Xbox Plus Ultimate again, and then that way I can play some Starfield. And the reason why is because John and I have like two different play styles. John sometimes is more casual when it comes to playing, and I'm more, let's get in here and kill everything. Especially when I play like Tiny Tina's Wonderland, I get beyond destructive. The irony is, we already answered that question. So, any other questions?
So what is it?
Who's the
It
favorite
says,
character
"Who's your
you
favorite
got?
character that you've created?" We've already
Yep.
established that one earlier.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very partial to Ishkabibble.
And I'm very, very partial to Sarah Heth, who, if you look at my other Baldur's Gate playthroughs, you can actually see in action.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very happy with Wisp. He's actually one of my favorite characters. But if he had to die off, my second favorite character, honestly, would be the Scurrian I created, the literal ninja squirrel. Why? Because who doesn't want a ninja squirrel?
Yeah.
Right? Get to run around and kill people like my ninja squirrel. That was awesome.
I can see this now. If by some grace of the gods, both Larice and his barbarian die off, or an Antac died off in Foodies in Space, and it ended up being my fairy and your Scurrian.
Well, actually, my favorite character, other than Wisp, my favorite character was for that one shot, and that was Fish Tank.
Yep.
And that was like the earlier form of Dorian Stone, and I loved Fish Tank because, well, smoke bombs. He literally ran around and, farted and said smoke bomb. And he also tried to disappear. And his first story was that his parents were eaten by dinosaurs.
That morning.
Yeah, that morning, like when they started talking to
By
him
his
about the game.
dinosaur slippers.
Yep. His parents were eaten by dinosaurs, so he tried to save them and couldn't, and he made slippers out of the dinosaurs.
Yep. And he wanted to be a superhero.
Yep.
Yep.
And I really liked Fish Tank. I had a lot of fun playing like an 8-year-old. It was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Super blast.
Find him and pull him back out for the Christmas bit of fun I have planned. But age him up to like 13.
13? I don't
Yeah.
know if I could play Fish Tank at 13 or not.
Totally could.
I probably could.
Just at the start of puberty. Being his nerdy superhero self, trying to discover girls.
No one
Right.
ever told Fish Tank not to be Fish Tank.
He'd probably be a lot more skilled by then, obviously.
Yeah, like seriously.
Because I think he was like level 3 in that, wasn't he?
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Well, since we don't have any more questions, we're open for questions. I say, we'll give... Where's that egg timer at?
Oh, well.
It's probably like a 2-minute timer, so we'll start that, and if we have questions, I will ask them. So we got about 2 minutes to come up with
In the
questions.
meantime, I'm going to shamelessly plug my Baldur's Gate playthroughs. Right now I'm doing a Act 1 quest walkthrough. Good alignment. There is a poll on our community tab asking, and there will be more coming because I'm going to have you guys help me build my evil alignment playthrough character. My bad guy character, because depending on what alignment you're playing, which you don't pick in the beginning of the game, you just kind of decide that you are. Depending on whether you're playing a good alignment or neutral alignment or evil alignment character, the quests are very, very different in context and content. So I'm having you guys help me build my evil alignment character.
Yeah. And we're not really sure what's going to happen with my Starfield playthrough at this point because I'm trying a completely different angle. There are so many possible choices with that game that I'm pretty sure I could play it through 20 times start to finish and it'll be different each time.
Mm-hmm.
This time I started through as a Ronin to begin with, so
Yep.
that should
That's
be
partially my fault.
Yeah, we were talking about it beforehand, and Pudgy's been helping me with some of that, and then I figured out what skills I need to put some points into and shit.
Yep.
Especially since I found out there's no level cap.
Yep. So John and I will be on our games tonight.
Yep.
Tomorrow I am probably laying down another 10 hours of content.
Tomorrow, hopefully, I have to work.
Hopefully.
If not, well, same.
I mean, tomorrow, hopefully, I'll pull the laptop out here at some point if you're not working, and I'll stream, because I wasn't sure if we could stream at the same time, and apparently...
All three of us can, yeah.
That's what John was
Yeah.
saying, was that all three of us can actually stream at the same
And
time.
what's great is our content choices are so different from each other that our potential audiences aren't going to get hurt by it.
Yeah, but I'm trying to decide if I want to play Tiny Tina, or if I want to play Ark. And then I also have the option of playing Skyrim, but I'm kind of feeling like either I'm going to play Tiny Tina or I'm going to play Ark. Because I kind of just want to shoot things or just run up and slap the hell out of them.
Yep.
Well, if you want to do both, I recommend Tiny Tina's Wonderland, because you can shoot them and then they go slappy slappy.
True, but I can't just like run up and like melee the crap out of something and just be like, pow, and it goes like halfway across the stage. That's fun as hell.
Yeah, you can.
You can't punch a dragon halfway across the stage.
You can make a Skelly Man fly from hell and back if you have a knockback weapon on a melee.
Oh yeah, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about like fly across the stage kind of deal. And when you can do that in Ark, I've already found out you can actually walk up and punch a dodo and they just kind of like skitter across the water like 5-10 feet. It's funny,
It's a good shark detection tool.
right?
Pitch a dodo!
No. No swimming.
Yep.
Well, so you guys are really in luck. You still have time to ask questions. Apparently, it's a lot longer than, a 2-minute timer like I thought.
I would totally hop
Actually,
in
it's
and,
empty.
Is it really?
Almost.
Oh, wow.
It's done.
Oh, damn.
I would totally, if we're cross compatible, I would totally hop in and play Ark with you.
Okay. What do you play it through?
Right now I'm on PC, but I
Okay.
got it through my Xbox account.
Yeah, see, we wouldn't be able to cross platform.
Because you're on Xbox and he's got a
Yeah,
legit-
when I had it on my Ultimate Game Pass, I was playing Ark a lot, and we found out that John and I couldn't play Ark together because John had his through Steam and mine was through
Yeah.
Xbox Ultimate, which is really obnoxious and really sucks. But hey.
This
Yep.
is why I'm not like pro Xbox account for myself, is because they do that.
Yeah, like
if
I
you're
said,
playing on a PC and they're saying that it's cross-platform compatible, I should be able to latch in with you, no problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Alright.
they're lying.
So,
With that,
with that will be all for today.
other than the normal, please like, share, subscribe, take hostages. Piracy is real.
My suggestion is, is that chloroform I smell? And take their eyelids open, make them watch. Yeah. But the only way you can do that and get away with it, honestly, is you have to provide them with donuts.
Oh, yeah, and whatever you do, make sure that they sign a consent form before crossing your threshold.
Yep.
Safe words are a thing.
Just make sure it's really hard to pronounce if you're going to do the chloroform thing.
Right. Flitter, floffin' loaded.
Halfway through that, you're going to lose consciousness.
Right. Flodorkid.
Well, at least nothing bad will happen to you.
Flossy
later on.
nossy nihilipilification.
It'd be one hell of a
You want to do
safe
what to
word.
who for how many Smurfs?
The irony is there's already one easy word, okay, that half the Americans in this world cannot pronunciate properly. And that is Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, exactly. But nobody can really pronounce it
Worcestershire.
correctly.
It's spelled Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, but nobody can usually pronounce it, so it'd be like the easiest safe word.
Right?
If you go for Old English, it's Worcestershire. 2 words, actually.
Yeah. Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
Yes.
It's all in the name.
Though my favorite mispronunciation of Worcestershire sauce is Worcestershire sauce.
There's also anonymity.
Anonymity.
Anemone.
I have no problem outing myself as being in Alcoholics Anonymous, and the number of times I've heard the word anonymity mispronounced is just.
Actually, I know a lot of people who can't even say cinnamon.
So, before we get on with more of this insanity of a conversation, shall we away to the bye-bye?
Yes, like, share, and subscribe. We do follow a lot of suggestions.
Yes.
We love our viewers. We love you, and we will be back on Sunday.
Hopefully.